folks! So I wanted to do another book tag today. This one that I've selected is the Bookshelf Scavenger Hunt tag, and it looks like it was created by the Library of Sarah. I do have to say though, while I know that it was created with that blog in mind, where I found it was actually on Dreamland Book Blog, and it looks like she did add little prompts to the list as well. So it was created by one, another person added to it, and that is the version that I'm going to be using for this tag. I'll try to remember to link the little blog down below so you can see. Okay, so the first prompt is find an author's name or title with the letter Z in it. And first up, right as soon as I turn around, is Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. The second prompt is find a classic. And the first one I saw was Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. The next prompt is find a book that has a key on it. A key, huh? And the book I found actually technically isn't on my bookshelf, but is in a little stack next to my bookshelf of books that I set aside to reread to decide if I'm going to keep them or not. And that book would be The Weekend Was Murder by Joan Lowry Nixon. And as you can see right there, there's a key being put into a keyhole. And the next prompt is find something on your bookshelf that's not a book. First thing on my bookshelf that I saw as soon as I turned around that's not a book is a Lady Gaga pin. This is of her album The Fame, and I got this at the House of Gaga in Vegas. The next prompt is find the oldest book on your shelf. Okay, so I have two answers for this particular prompt, and that's because I'm not really sure what the interpretation of oldest is, because if you mean oldest as in the oldest physical book that I have, that would be the wrong box. This is by Robert Louis Stevenson and Lloyd Osborne, and this particular edition, I do have a couple of books that are older than this, but they're on my other shelf, so I'm not gonna cheat. This particular book anyway is from 1905 is the publication date, so this is physically the oldest book on my shelf. But if you mean the oldest ever published or recorded, the answer for that would be The Odyssey by Homer, because this was written in ancient Greek as far as I know. So yeah. The next prompt is find a book with a girl on the cover. I'm just the one. That would be Girl of Nightmares by Kendar Blake. The next prompt is find a book with a boy on the cover. Ha! That is Stormbreaker by Anthony Horowitz. The next prompt is find a book that has an animal in it. In it? On it. In it. Okay. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna go with Fudgemania by Judy Blume, because this book features Peter Hatcher's dog Turtle. The next prompt is find a book with a male protagonist. That's not hard. For For this, I'm going to go with Misery by Stephen King. The next prompt is find a book with only words on it. So I don't really own any books that are just only words, really. The closest thing that I can come to it is this book, which comes with its own sleeve. And it is a book of Benjamin Franklin's writings, and all it has is words on it, and then the rest of it is blank. But I mean, it does come with a sleeve, so I don't know if that counts, but yeah, we're gonna go with that. The next prompt is find a book with illustrations in it. Ooh. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Princess Lessons, which is a Princess Diary connected book by Meg Cabot, and it has all different kinds of things, but one of them is like, it deals with various kind of lessons about like etiquette and stuff like that. So this one is like introductions to royals and non-royals. Then it's got like how to write people, like actual letters. There's little drawings. I don't know. It's cute. The next prompt is find a book with gold lettering. So for this, we're gonna go with The Reader by Tracy Chee. As you can see, gold lettering. And the next prompt is find a diary, true or false. So I don't know if that's technically cheating, but a false diary would be the Princess Diary series, which is written entirely like it's diary entries, and this is the book Princess in Pink. The next prompt is find a book written by someone with a common name, like Smith. Well, I'm not really 100% sure if I have any books by a Smith, but how about Johnson? I have Death Without Company by Craig Johnson. The next prompt is find a book that has a close-up of something on it. Okay, how about Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson? This is a close-up of a taxidermied raccoon. The next prompt is find a book on your shelf that takes place in the earliest time period. Okay. So for that, probably be The Odyssey by Homer. Next is find a hardcover book without a jacket. Got that. It is Becoming by Michelle Obama. This came to me from like thrift books or whatever without a dust jacket. The next prompt is find a teal or turquoise colored book. I guess maybe I'll count this as kind of teal turquoise, or is it more green? I'm so bad with those. It is World's Best Fairy Tales. I don't know. Kind of turquoisey. I don't know. The next prompt is find a book with stars on it. So for this one, I'm going to go with Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett. As you can see, stars. The next prompt is find a non-YA book. going to go with Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered by Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. This is an adult memoir. The next prompt is find the longest book you own. So, if we're not counting the unabridged Count of Monte Cristo, which is technically not on this shelf, it's on my to be read shelf, I think this is probably the next longest book that I own. I know I already mentioned it, but it is The Writings of Benjamin Franklin, and this one clocks in at, we're not going to count the index or the notes, so just his writings, this book clocks in at 1,469 pages. So that is definitely not a one sitting kind of book. The next prompt is find the shortest book you own. So clocking in at the shortest book I own, or rather the shortest book that I have on this shelf, would be The Monster at the End of This Book. It features lovable furry old Grover, and this is a little golden book. It was written by John Stone, illustrated by Michael Smolin, and this one's like 25, 26 pages long. Yeah. The next prompt is find a book with multiple point of views. For this book, I'm going to go with The Shining by Stephen King. The next prompt is find a shiny book. So for this prompt, I would have to pick The Oz Chronicles by L. Frank Baum. As you can see, super shiny. It even has like gold edges. And for the last prompt, it's find a book with flowers on it. And for this one, I'm going to go with the kind of obvious Dream of Orchids by Phyllis A. Whitney. And that's it. That is the scavenger hunt. Wow, this is going to take a lot of editing. Whoo boy. Okay. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will be back with another video soon-ish. Bye.